Welcome to Zaki Gadgets, make your life easier.
This is the brand new Galaxy Z Fold 4, and today I'll be showing you guys the fastest way to transfer all of your data to the Fold 4, regardless of whether you're transferring from a Samsung device, a non-Samsung Android device, or even an iPhone. I'll even show you how to transfer your data from a USB stick if you won't have your old device with you by the time the new one arrives. First, let's start with a quick unboxing and a physical comparison to last year's Fold 3. Opening the box, the first thing you see is the Fold 4, and if you flip this box over, there's a little container here, and if you open this, you get a USB-C to USB-C cable, a SIM ejector tool, and a quick start guide. Now this is the unlocked version of the phone, so I'm not going to have anything else in this box, but if you got a carrier version, you may have some carrier documentation as well. For now, let's just set this to the side. There's a pull tab here to help take the phone out, and beneath the phone, there is nothing else. So let's move all this to the side and take a closer look at the phone. In the upper right corner, you'll see a little SIM card icon, and if you look a little closer, you'll see that that's where your SIM card goes in. And in case you're wondering, there's no micro SD card option for the Fold 4. Flipping over to the inside of the device, you'll see a little arrow right here. Just pull here, and you'll be able to take this screen protector off. So flipping it back over to the back, first impressions is I do still love this Phantom Black color. It is very fingerprint resistant, and it's the color I've been getting on all of my devices. Before we get to the setup process, I do want to quickly show you guys the size difference between the Fold 3 and the Fold 4. As you can see, the screen on the Fold 4 is a little bit shorter than the screen on the Fold 3. And if I switch them to a stacked position, you can see that the screen on the Fold 4 is a little bit wider than the screen on the Fold 3. Switching over to the cover screens, you can see that the Fold 4 screen extends further to the left, and the hinge is considerably smaller compared to the Fold 3. This allows you to have a wider screen on the Fold 4, but it is also a bit shorter compared to the Fold 3. Taking a look at the sides, the button and SIM tray locations are pretty much identical, and flipping over to the back, you can see that the cameras look very similar as well, with the main difference being that the Fold 4 cameras have a larger bezel compared to the Fold 3's cameras. Looking at the hinge gaps, we see almost no difference with the Fold 4 on the right and the Fold 3 on the left. When it comes to opening and closing the devices, the hinge on the Fold 4 actually feels a bit more stiff and not quite as smooth as it does on the Fold 3. And I think part of that is because they have a new hinge technology that they're using here. Because when I grab my Fold 3 and I open this, it feels like it just smoothly opens with the same amount of force all the way from open to close. Whereas with the Fold 4, it's not quite as smooth. There's definitely a certain section right about here that is a bit more loose compared to the rest of the path, so it's not quite as smooth of an experience. Now keep in mind, the hinge on the Fold 4 is brand new, so this may even out over time. I do remember the Fold 3 hinge being more stiff when I got this as well, and I've been using this as my daily driver for about a year now, so after a year's worth of use, I would kind of expect it to smooth out a bit. So purely from a hardware standpoint, if you have the Galaxy Fold 3 and you're considering upgrading to the Galaxy Fold 4, you're probably not going to notice too much of a difference. Yeah, the screen form factor is a little bit different, but unless you're holding them side to side, I don't know that that's going to make the biggest difference in the world, especially coming from a Fold 3. Now, as I get time to actually use the Fold 4 and test things out like its cameras and other features that are available, it may become more easy to recommend the upgrade from the Fold 3 to the Fold 4, but first impressions wise, if you have a Fold 3, you're probably good just saving your money and keeping that. That said, if you have a Fold 2, it may actually be worth the upgrade to the Fold 4 because there are some significant upgrades. Most importantly is the screen quality. The Fold 2 had almost like a rubbery kind of feeling screen. It certainly didn't feel like glass, whereas the Fold 3 and the Fold 4 have a glass-like feel to it. The Fold 3 added water resistance, and the Fold 4 maintains that water resistance, where the Fold 2 didn't have that either. And the cameras on the Fold 4 will be considerably better than the cameras that came on the Fold 2. And if you're an S Pen user, only the Fold 3 and Fold 4 support the S Pen. The Fold 2 doesn't support the S Pen at all. So if those things matter to you, it may be worth the upgrade if you're coming from a Fold 2.
Subscribe Zaki Gadgets for new innovations.